The FujiCast is an independent loading zone production.
Don't get too close to your podcast player. Kev has got the lurgy.
Kev has got the lurgy indeed.
Kev. Who'd you get it from?
Lurgyville.
Well, you've got to blame somebody. I always find somebody to blame. Usually it's my father-in-law or my mother-in-law.
Gemma's had it.
Ah, I see Gemma.
Yeah.
And who did Gemma get it from? Well, who did Gemma get it from?
The milkman.
Okay. Oh, I see your humour's not is not passed on though. Oh, Kev, poor you. Are you somebody who? Well, you are actually, because Kev's first words to me were, "Let's not make this a long one. I don't feel very well today." Right, in proper man flu style, really.
The FujiCast.
Oh, Kev. So we'll keep it short and sweet. Look, I've gone for the introduction music already. There's not even a hi, Kev. What's happened with your week? Right. Your questions for Kev and I too. Click at fujicast.co.uk or through the Facebook. How to put it to the Facebook, Kev?
Go to the top of the Facebook. Go to Facebook, find the FujiCast group, and there is a thread at the top that you can post to.
You almost got through that, Kev.
I know.
Let me pin them. Oh dear, we got a sniff as well.
It's going to be a nightmare for you to edit this show.
I'll just leave it as it is. Kev's illness week. I tell you what, when we get it, Kev, it's bad. I bet Gemma didn't make one single complaint about her cold.
No, she did not. Absolutely. She's a trooper.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, have a good night's sleep. And what do you?
Are we finished?
Yeah, that's it. Done.
All right. Bye.
So look, even the theme music I've faded down just so we can do it, because I don't want you. I don't want you flailing, or faltering on us before we even get to the end.
Yeah.
Take something really. I've got the cold as well. Obviously, it's not quite as bad as yours, but I took those super strong menthol something, just knock your head off, sort of blow your head off kind of things.
Yeah, maybe I'll get something on the way home.
Don't tell me you've done nothing about it, because you are a typical bloke who said, "No, I'm not taking anything."
No, I didn't. I had a kip.
You had a kip?
Yeah.
Have you been asleep in the office all morning?
No, I've literally just come in to do this.
Is that it?
Yeah. I haven't been here. I haven't been here for a couple of days.
Oh dear. All right. Well, welcome to the world, Kev. And this is your office. Over there, you'll find there's a computer you can do emails at. You've probably
cupboard full of cameras.
You've probably retired this week. You really have. Right. Have we got a bookity book or
no?
Yeah.
We will have one for the next show, though.
All right. Okay. Should we just go straight for questions in that case?
Yeah, let's do it. Go.
Now, I've got a really weird one from James Sauls, but I can't find it. I've got a feeling I've not filtered it across yet to the right place. Let me just see if I can find it, because it was such a weird... here, I've got it. Have you seen the picture that James Sauls sent in on his loo?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to explain. Maybe I should send this... Have you still got it? Could you put this on the show page?
I will be able to, yes.
Okay. There's two things from James, but wedding mishaps is the first one. Hi, I've attached a photo of today's little wedding mishap. As I flushed, the little bee fell in. He actually called it something else, but I'm saying... I normally bleep them out anyway. The little bastard fell in.
Yeah.
Made me wonder what was the worst or funniest wedding mishap for you guys. Well, before we do that, Kev, I have a problem with this picture. Well, first of all, I have a problem with the loo. Look, it's disgusting. I thought, first of all, that was his house, but it's got hair on it. It's horrible. Look at that loo. Have you got the picture?
Not in front of me, but I do remember it when it came in. So I do remember it.
The other thing I can't quite work out is how has a watch that was on your wrist ended up in the loo?
It wasn't a watch, was it? Wasn't it a lens cap? Isn't that what I saw?
No, that's his watch.
Is it?
I think it's his watch. Look at
I thought it was a lens hood. Hold on, let me dig out
the... sorry. You're absolutely right. It's sorry. Yes, it's a lens hood.
It's a lens hood.
It looked to me originally like it was a watch. And I was thinking, well, how's a watch that would have been on your wrist when you were going to the loo ended up at the bottom of the loo?
Yes. I can understand why you thought it looked like a watch, actually.
Thank God it's a lens hood.
And they're getting rid of that picture because it's gross.
So yes, his lens hood fell off his camera, which was obviously around his neck, and into the loo, into the water, to the bottom of the loo. Well, I mean, the water looks fairly clean. Just stick your hand in, grab it out. It's nothing worse than... Yeah, but the plumbers are doing that sort of stuff every single day. You know, it's just something they become hardened to. It's only us softened wedding photographers that would have any problem putting our hand into an otherwise clean loo that 300 people have been to because it's a wedding loo earlier during the day. I think you just go in, quickly get it, wash it off, put it back on the camera, good as new. You'd have thrown it away, wouldn't you?
I'm not sure what I would have done in that circumstance, I have to say.
I'll tell you what I would have done. I would have changed this Lucy. It's disgusting, Kev. I always keep a Phillips screwdriver with me. I could have taken that, whipped that off and put a new one on within, I don't know, a couple of minutes. Gemma would have done that. I know Gemma would have done that. She's the handy person in your house. She'd have said, we can't have a Lucy like this at somebody's wedding.
No, you're quite right.
There's also a coffee stain or something on the side of the rim.
Isn't it?
That is the gross. And is that a spider or something? Oh, that is just hideous. Sorry if you're having your breakfast listening to this.
Yeah.
So come on, what's the worst wedding mishap you've had? Well, I don't know. Kev's wedding mishaps really usually involve the passing of somebody's grandmother.
Yeah, apart from that, I don't know. I do recall my first ever wedding, and I bought a monopod because that's what I read you had to have as a professional wedding photographer.
As a professional, yeah.
And I didn't really know how to use it, and I put it on the wall outside the church at the beginning of as I got to the church, and never saw it ever again.
Oh no!
I completely forgot it was there.
That
left.
was it. Did you go back?
And it was an expensive one as well. You know, it was like a Manfrotto thing.
Oh, a proper one.
Yeah, I don't know. I like casting my mind back to the weddings mishaps. I've fallen over a couple of times.
Yeah, that's not really a mishap though, is it? Well, I have had a background when I was doing the mobile studio. This is going back a long time. You know, when nobody took pop-up studios to weddings, long before everybody had funky mobile studios. I used to take out a backdrop, a curtain, sometimes white background, and pop it up on lighting on some stands, and then and that's fallen over across somebody. But even that's not really a mishap, Kev.
I think James wins in this.
Yeah.
He also wins me at chess all the time, so he's winning,
there we
constantly
go.
winning.
A lens hood. Well, if you've had a better mishap than that, then let us know. Lens hood in the loo. I bet that was a bit annoying though. Splosh.
Yeah. I think I might have left it. I mean, it would never have happened to me because I never have lens hood.
Yeah, no, you can't leave it though because it might then have stuffed up the loo or something, and then somebody would have announced during the speeches. Could the photographer who dropped his lens hood in the loo that's now blocked the loo so we can't use it, so all the men have to hold on for the whole night, please report to reception. So, James Sauls, I think you win. There was a second one from him. I hope you chaps and the families are well. I'm currently sat on a train heading home from a 12-hour wedding at Battersea Art Centre. What a fabulous venue. I've never worked there. Is it? Have you worked at Battersea Art Centre, Kev?
I don't think so. Doesn't ring a bell.
For any wedding in London, I always get the train as I hate driving and trying to park in London, especially on multi-venue days, where you have it right there, James, because I would not go into any large city. Manchester, Birmingham, Liverpool, London are all cities that I have worked in but will not drive around in on a wedding day. I'm sat here drinking a cold can of gin and tonic, he says, 2 cans, and eating a bag of Percy Pigs, which is my ritual after any London wedding. Thank God for M&S food at the station. I know it's been a while since Kev went to any kind of work, but I was wondering if either of you have any post-wedding rituals. For clarity, I do not partake in my gin and tonic ritual when I drive home from a wedding. Well done. Right, post-wedding rituals. again, see, this is why he's so busy.
Making us
because
look boring, isn't
he's
he?
an interesting bloke, isn't he? I mean, I'm not doing G&Ts and Percy Pigs. I'm usually just coming home and downloading everything and just making sure everything's backed up. And that's just not very rock and roll, Kev.
I used to I always insisted that I would drive home regardless where I was in the country.
Yeah.
Which often, I remember shooting weddings in northern Scotland and driving back.
You did what?
Usually my ritual would be to listen to an audiobook. Yeah, I've done all that.
Would you drive
Long
home
drives.
from Scotland?
I used to love, that's the only thing I miss about weddings, I think, is the drive home. I used to enjoy those drives home, especially the longer ones. Bit of time by myself, listen to my podcast, listen to my audiobook. Roads are usually quiet. I used to enjoy that.
Well, I mean, it sounds like you're just having kips and you could do all that stuff in the comfort of your home, Kev.
Yeah, I know, but I don't really like listening to audiobooks when I can't concentrate on them.
Or just go for a drive.
Yeah, it costs money, doesn't it? Anyway, we haven't got any cars at the minute because we managed to smash up both of our cars.
What? What have you done?
Yeah. Well, put into context, Gemma managed to smash up both of our cars. However, it was not her fault. One of them's been written off, and the other one's in car hospital.
Is she all right?
Yeah, she's fine. Yeah, somebody came flying off a roundabout and hit her. She was already on the roundabout.
What, in Sleeping Malmesbury?
Yeah, outside the Aldi, all places.
Blimey.
Yeah, on the Aldi roundabout. Bang.
Yeah. So your
post-wedding
ritual would have been just listening to stuff on the way home. I suppose if you say that's my post-wedding ritual would be listening to LBC. I like Nick. What's his name? Nick Abbott. I find him quite irreverent, and I can hear you yawning. So neither of us have any post-wedding rituals.
I am yawning, but not because of that, honestly.
It's another one of Neale's stories. I'm falling asleep. Go on then. Do a question from Facebook.
Andy Stonia. Hello, both. I know things are tough for wedding photographers out there. Yeah. I freelance for some other companies and their work has also plummeted. Anyway, to my actual question, are engagement shoots still a thing or happening anymore? I haven't done one in what seems like a year's. Probably a cost-cutting exercise from the couple, but I am curious.
Well, my engagement shoots were always part of the package anyway. I stopped doing those a long, long time ago, mainly because people would turn up for their shoot, Kev, and they'd say, "Oh, I don't like this." And I was saying, why on earth am I doing this if they don't want to be here? And it doesn't really match the service in that it's mainly reportage anyway. So I just knocked them on the head. And occasionally, if somebody would say, "Do you do engagement shoots?" I'd say, "Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's I think I did them for about 150 quid or something. And if they wanted them, they had them. But otherwise, I don't think people were as bothered about them anymore. I think it's almost a bit like the chocolate fountain thing, Kev. It was something people did. I think they've moved on to other things that people do now, like having a photo studio.
I used to always think, I promise you, at points in the past, I used to think... I always used to wonder why people would include engagement shoots as part of the package, because like you just quite rightly pointed out, they come to you for wedding photography and they haven't come necessarily for a portrait shoot, yet you're giving them a portrait shoot that they'll feel obliged to go to, and most of them will hate doing, as you just pointed out. And so I always assumed that the best way to do it would be as a optional extra. Because I've heard that, I mean, obviously I never did them ever, but I've heard that, what you just said, from so many people, I give them engagement shoots, but half the time the groom's just not bothered, he can't be, blah, blah, blah.
I think it was the added value, Kev. It was that you felt, I must give something of added value. And I think that's why people did them. Not everybody,
give them
obviously.
something they want then. Give them an extra hour.
Yeah.
I mean, no, look, don't get me wrong. I never did them, so I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there is value to it. But to me, personally, I always used to think, I don't know, it's like selling a record player and giving away a free pair of headphones to people who don't actually want headphones, but they're going to take it anyway and then maybe not use it. I don't know. I'm only saying that because I'm just looking at my record player.
If you want something that's a bit left field to offer, well, it's not even left field. What about proposal shoots? I think proposal shoots are still something that people choose to have. I mean, obviously they're not going to have booked you as a wedding photographer by then. But if you have a proposal shoot as part of your photographic offering, that could then feed later into the fact they come back to you and say, "Oh, would you like to be our wedding photographer too?"
Talking of proposals, Neil,
No, I won't.
have you seen? I think it's on Netflix. The Ed Sheeran one shot.
Oh, no, I was told all about this. It's on my list of things I must watch.
It is fantastic.
I've heard it's really good. Is it absolutely just one shot, a proper one shot?
It's one shot, and there's actually a little behind the scenes that you can find on Netflix as well. So they kind of show you a bit. I mean, it's one shot. It's sold as, he's just kind of wandering around New York and all these things are happening. It's all set up, but the people aren't. By that, I mean the proposal is, and the party he goes to, obviously it's all there and ready, but the people he bumps into in the street and all that kind of stuff are not set up. There's one brilliant bit. He's wandering around, he's about to cross the road, and this Welsh bloke comes up to him and he's like, "All right, mate, I love you, I do. Can I have a picture?"
And being Ed Sheeran, he's going to say yeah and do the whole thing.
Of course, he came across amazingly well. I mean, I'm not a massive fan of his music, I have to say, but I think he seems like a lovely bloke. I mean, I couldn't watch it without thinking, how the hell are they doing all of these things? I kind of ruined it for Gemma, but I think it's excellent.
What do you mean you kind of ruined it? It is
because every time it kind of changed, it moved from handheld to drone and all that kind of stuff. I was like, how can this be one shot? It doesn't make any sense. I was like, how did they get into the car window and all, and then they're on the bonnet and stuff? I've
seen them do that sort of stuff. It's the handoff with the drone through the window and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, you got to watch. Well, don't watch the behind the scenes documentary until you watch the actual thing. Yeah. It's really, really cool. Ed Sheeran one shot, it's called.
That one shot thing. 1917 was one shot, wasn't it? Was it 1917? The opening of it, and then
it's the same director who did Adolescence did this one shot.
Well, somebody told me about the 1917 one, and then they said that's where they do the change. I said, don't tell me that. I wanted to believe it. But this one is the real deal. Then is it? It's the real deal.
The real deal, like Adolescence. I didn't watch Adolescence, but yeah, it's all one shot.
Adolescence was brilliant.
It's a big production, obviously. Yeah. And there's some telltale signs that it's a big production, you see security guards and stuff on the tube and all that. But I think it's amazing cinematography, and it's just a really nice thing to watch.
Right. Well, that's on my list of things to watch tonight. I might get to watch it, or I might be overruled because I think the family want to watch Stranger Things, the new one.
Oh, everybody's talking about that, isn't it? I've seen that. People saying about that all day today.
Yeah.
What is it?
You've never seen Stranger Things?
No. What is it? Is it like a horror film?
Well, it's not just a film, Kev. It's an entire ecosystem of production, this thing. Quite literally, actually. The Upside Down and stuff like that.
What? No, sick.
Look, Winona Ryder's in it.
Oh, I might watch it then.
There we go then. I did see Ed Sheeran, by the way, in Wales at is it still called the Millennium Stadium? It's not now, is it?
No, it's called the Principality now.
Principality, yeah. Saw Ed Sheeran there. Well, I didn't see the start of Ed Sheeran. We all went as a family. Sam, me, Thomas, Jack, and trying to find a parking space in Cardiff when Ed Sheeran is playing.
Well, you just said you don't drive in cities.
Well, yeah, but that wasn't a wedding, Kev. I was the allotted driver for the gig. Well, we set off really, really early, but I just couldn't find anywhere, Kev. All car parks full. It was like something for the nativity play. There's well, as in. There's no room at the end. Here. Yeah. I'm trying to be.
I get it.
And eventually they were all saying we're going to miss the start, so I dropped them off. I missed the first half hour of Ed Sheeran. I was so grumpy when I arrived, and everybody by then's up in their chairs dancing. Yes, it's great. And I've come on. Well, missed the first half hour. But there we go. Right, I will watch that. That's one for us to watch. Did we answer a question there, by the way? Was there a question? Can't remember now.
It was about engagement shoots.
Oh, yeah. And it is a tough industry at the moment. He's absolutely right about that. It's tough. I did a wedding fair the other day, and I know that our friend Steve Vaughan apparently books 97 weddings every time he does a wedding fair. How on earth does he do that?
Personality.
Well, it must be, because I've no idea how that I had lots of lovely conversations, but
No bookings.
But no bookings. Clearly, it is a conversion thing on the spot. I always feel a bit. I don't feel like I can convert that on the spot at a wedding fair these days. Maybe a conversation for another week, Kev. Converting at wedding fairs. I can do it after, but it's not like the old days, as they say. Right, back with your questions shortly that you've sent in via Facebook or click at fujicast.co.uk. First, lend me your luggles for just a moment. A new year is about to stretch out in front of us again, blank and full of possibility. Some people will promise gym memberships, new habits, green smoothies, and that's fine, but if you're someone who thinks with a camera in your hand, who gets a little jolt of joy from the click of a shutter or the feel of, early morning air on your face while you're waiting for first light, then I've got something that might sound a bit more like you. I'm heading back to the Highlands with a Photo Walk podcast during the first week of June. A retreat, yes, but one where you don't sit still. It's a week of boots on soil, cameras slung and conversations that obviously wander just as much. We'll walk the banks of the Black Water, photographing and even learning how to field record sound in the wild, hearing the land as much as seeing, so you can mix it with your photography next year. There's something special planned too. You'll make your own polymer photogravure, exposed by hand, inked, pressed, not pixels, not another file in a folder, paper, plate, ink, your hands on every step. And we'll spend time along the River Ness, wander woodland, and because pictures don't end at the frame, we're bringing in writer Merrin Glover, whose work reaches radio and print. She'll help us find words for pictures, for feeling, and for those moments we normally let slip away. It isn't all group time either. Some walks are shared. Others are those happy stretches where you find yourself in the Highlands alone for an hour in a glen. And then you come back and over dinner, we talk through our work. We're in a wonderful barn near Inverness with breakfast and evening meals taken care of and transport to every location sorted, so you can focus on the good stuff, the picture making and the friendships. Bring your camera and bring your curiosity. You'll find details and booking for the Photo Walk Scottish Retreat online now at photowalk.show. Photowalk.show. Simply look for the Scotland 26 tab. Right, back to your letters. Here's one from Stephen Murphy. Hello guys, on your most recent pod, you spoke about using flash and lighting in your work. This was Kev with your studio stuff, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, that's the only conversation I recall having about this.
Yeah. Well, you don't use flash, but you use lighting, don't you?
Yeah.
Use constant lighting. I'd like to try using flash in nature photography, woodland setting most likely. Could you please give me a steer onto a portable setup that I could stash in my backpack, if such a thing exists? I'm shooting with the XT3, if that matters. Much appreciated. Stephen Murphy.
I don't think either of us have ever done this.
No, flash lighting out in nature.
You do see some incredible ones, with like foxes jumping and rabbits punching each other and all that stuff. And they can use light. So I have seen. Yeah. I think they generally use very high speed sync flash systems. The Neale ones work at high speed sync, and then you can I think if you kind of set your exposure base for the ambient light and then fire these lights at them, and you get it kind of can look a bit studio based.
Yeah.
But I think finding a place to set that up and then hoping that two rabbits come along and punch each other is going to be the tricky bit.
There is some stuff on YouTube, and Deep Green Photography have something about one flash in nature photography. It does look good actually when it's done well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look at that picture of a beetle. I mean, it looks like a monster. And that's helped by the fact you've got some flash there. Yeah. It looks to me like people, obviously it's off-camera flash, and it's moved around the tree and through a tree, from a tree. I can't remember, who was the guy that used to, I can't think of his name, but there was some brilliant photography where he had rigged the flash to the bottom of a drone. So it's probably one of those bigger drones, because it certainly wouldn't fit in a diddly little one. and he flew the drone above trees. It was during COVID. We might have even talked to him. Does this ring a bell? He would fly above the trees, and then bang, take these pictures of the trees being lit from above, like there was an alien spacecraft lighting them.
No, I don't remember any of that.
Really incredibly good stuff. It was fantastic work. And it was bizarre. And he talked about how occasionally people would come into the woods looking for what's going on. But he would go out in the middle of the night with his flash, put it to a drone, fly it above trees, take a picture of the tree as it's being flashed by the flash. Which
I don't think that's what this question is about, though.
Well,
is it, Rich?
It is.
Well, I suppose, no, you're right. It's nature in its flash.
Yeah. But I'm just remembering that thing. But other than that, neither of us have done that sort of thing. But I'm looking just
high speed
quickly.
sync. That's your ring.
Yeah. Lifting, keeping Kev up. Right, your question. Thank you, Stephen Murphy. I promise next time you write in, Kev will be with us.
Yes, I will. I promise. Okay. Alan Lambert says, "Hi guys, I mainly photograph wildlife. Love my XH2s and Fuji 150 to 600 millimeter. Getting some lovely results with those. I just wish Fujifilm would release some quick lenses for this genre of photography. They seem to keep putting out lenses for most other subjects, but the wildlife photographer gets forgotten about." There's 2 wildlife questions we've had in a row.
Well, it's good.
Yes, they brought out 500 millimeters, but it needed to be quicker. F4 would have been so much better. I presume it was 5.6. I just find in the UK we have to struggle with classic UK grey sky to spend so much time at ISO 8000 and 10,000. Do you think Fujifilm will ever put out a nice big focal length lens or lenses with good f-stops?
Well, you know the lens roadmap better than anybody.
So, don't.
Well, you did. You used to. It's like the periodic table. You used to be able to quote it. So
I'm typing into Google now, Fujifilm lenses. I'm going to look at what the longest one on the Exmo is. Hang on. 150 to 600. That's the one he mentioned. That's 5.6 to f8. 100 to 400. Now, one of them, which is the one that came with a built-in converter?
Built-in converter?
Yeah.
Well, I don't recall that.
Maybe
one.
It's the 200. It's the 200. That 200mm lens was absolutely astonishing, or still is, I would imagine. There's the XF500 f5.6. Yeah. So he was saying he needs to be f4. Yeah. I agree. Don't know. But I'm wondering, is there such a thing in other ranges? Didn't Canon have like a 800mm something or other? I guess the question is, if you had like a 500mm f4, it's going to be a lot bigger than it is currently, and it's enormous as it is.
Well, these lenses are. Am I missing the point here? These lenses are available because people are using them at sporting events.
Well, and lines and wildlife, yeah.
Yeah. So they are around. It's just they cost a lot more money. A bit more. This might be. Is there something of a reasonable budget in that lens range? That's probably what he's talking about, isn't it? Instead of having
I think the question is, why isn't there a lens that is very long and faster in the Fujifilm range? And he's quite right, there isn't necessarily, but I don't really know enough about it, and quite frankly, I don't care.
Okay. Right.
Not about the question, of course, but I don't know the answer. Normally, I try and make something up, and I can't.
I'm going with this. I want you all to understand. I'm dragging Kev through this. Hello, chaps. Michael Dick has written in. Let's see where we are on the timing, Kev, in case it's past your bedtime. I think we could possibly make this the last one. Fortunately, it's a multi-part question.
Oh, good.
I'm going to steer it back towards that thing that you used to do for a living before you just became lazy. Hello, chaps. I'm a big fan of your work and podcast. I've just bought Kevin's wedding photography course. Really enjoying it so far. I don't know, Michael. I've not seen it yet, but did he was he generally slightly more enthusiastic than 5 out of 10? I've seen a few bits, but you looked reasonably enthusiastic in them.
I am enthusiastic in it because People paying me money.
Because it's money. I'd love your advice on how best to start in documentary-style wedding photography as somebody who's never shot a wedding before. Run for the hills, Mike. My background is in graphic design, and for the past 17 years I've been photographing everything from sporting events, triathlon, sailing, Highland Games. Oh, that sounds interesting, actually, Highland Games.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
To corporate events, private dinners. Private dinners? What do you mean, those weird cheese and wines? And I never knew what went on at those cheese and wine. We're having a cheese and wine, are you? Is that another name for it? And portraits, including personal branding and headshots of CEOs and business leaders. Blimey, you're doing so much already. Why do you want to add another thing to that? So I can handle a camera and people, but I'm not sure how to position myself or get started in weddings. My current site focuses on the corporate, personal branding and event photography. I just had a look at it. There's some great stuff on there, Kev. If you go to mikedickphotography.co.uk, can you type that one in? I will do it. Will your sickly hands allow you to do that? St Albans-based photographer for corporate, personal branding and events. So that's St Albans.
Yeah, I've got it. Yeah.
So it's nice. Definitely it's on point, isn't it, for personal branding and events and
somebody in a karate suit there.
There's somebody in a what? Sorry.
Karate suit.
Karate suit. Oh.
Black and white.
Yep. So he's perfectly positioned for that. I think the first thing you're going to do, because his first question is, should I set up a separate website or section for weddings, or keep it on my current site? I have dallianced so much with having stuff that's next to corporate and then just simply gone back to having weddings as separate. One of the reasons for that is I do think weddings as a genre sits very much out on its own. Some people cannot accept that you shoot weddings and corporate. I could be wrong, but I think we've had enough of these conversations to appreciate that it is a thing. It's not something that's made up in our minds. That some people from the corporate world, I know this from my brother-in-law, who for years and years working in the fashion industry, never ever hired me to go and shoot anything for him photographically. I did a couple of films, I think, of people he worked for, but he was in fashion, and I think had my name appeared next to something and they'd done their due diligence and checked out who I was and what I did, they'd have found weddings. And I think he felt awkward about that. So, separate website, Kev? Yes or no?
Yeah, I would say yes in this case, because most of your income currently comes from, the corporate branding, all of that stuff. So yeah, I'd start fresh.
Don't confuse it. Is it worth photographing a few weddings for free, or in brackets, at a reduced rate, to build a portfolio and gain experience? I think we all started there. I didn't work for free for much though, Kev. I think I did 2 or 3 weddings for free.
Yeah, I think it's a worthwhile thing doing, but don't do it for strangers. Only do it for people that you know, or certainly one step removed. So, a friend of a good friend kind of thing. If you offer it up for free, then you're going to get your fingers burnt, to strangers, because even though it's free, they'll be like, yeah, but what about group shots and all this kind of stuff? So set your stall out, find some people that you know who might be getting married, and offer it to them, but not to strangers.
And be honest. I remember the first paying client I had. I remember them. I charged £800, and I had a portrait studio at the time. They happened to come by with their family for a portrait shoot, and they said, "Do you do weddings as well?" I said, "No, I don't actually, but it's something I like to do. I will happily shoot yours as long as you understand that it is one of my first. I've done a few free for some friends. I had worked for some friends. So this will be something I've not done before, as long as you trust me to do that." And they said, "Yep, no worries." And there we go. That became the first gig. So just be honest with them, and then they'll appreciate it. How would you recommend marketing myself to attract those first clients? Did you say you've actually watched Kev's course? Is none of this in Kev's course? Is he just...
No, it's not business. It's right. The art.
Oh. What do you know about that?
I can draw.
I thought you did it. I thought there was business in it as well.
Yeah, I'm doing that one. I'm still doing that one.
Are you? Well, you better get on with it. I mean, being at home,
know, but I only really allocate myself about 15 minutes of working time a week these days. So,
have you ever read that book called The 4-Hour Working Week?
Yeah, that's way too long.
It was. I was going to say it's an absolute success. Who wrote that? It was Tim Ferriss, wasn't it? Tim Ferriss.
Yeah.
Tim Ferriss wrote the 4-hour working week, and it became a smash hit, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
I reckon you could do the 1/4-hour working week. It would be even bigger.
Yeah, maybe.
How would you recommend marketing to attract those first clients?
Well, this is a tough question, isn't it? That's the hardest one.
This is the course. This is the whole course, this one. How would you... Okay, just do a couple of bullet pointers here.
Well, I still believe in the power of the website. So get the website up, get some really nice pictures on there, put some good, strong effort into blogging, all that kind of stuff. You are undoubtedly, definitely need Instagram. Pushing that out there, and then maybe the next step is to, through your corporate connections, if any of the places you work at are kind of venues that do weddings, reach out to them and say, hey, I'm doing weddings now, can you help me?
I think wedding venues used to be really, they were so important in that whole process of marketing, and I'm not sure they're as potent as they used to be.
There's a couple. I saw another couple on the BBC this week shutting down wedding venues.
Really?
That's not doom and glooming. It's just a fact. However,
you do sound a bit doomy gloomy.
I know. I just that's just me naturally. But I have spoken to a couple of photographers recently who are very much of the opinion that things are turning a corner. So. A bit down, but now it's looking a bit more uppy.
In terms of working on the website, though, Kev, you have some thoughts really about embracing how AI searches happen, don't you? So tell us about that.
You need to always think about EAT.
EAT?
EEAT.
Go on then, what does that mean?
Experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. Always think about those 4 things when you're writing your content, and I guarantee you'll go flying straight to the top of Google.
You'll be a star.
Be a star.
There's 2 more. Any common pitfalls to avoid when starting out? Well, I think giving your services away free to clients you don't know would definitely fit within that realm, wouldn't it? Any other common pitfalls to avoid?
I would say stand your ground on your style. If you really want to be a documentary, don't pacify people and do lots of group shots and everything. I mean, obviously, if you want to do those. But if you don't, don't let them say, "Oh, we really want loads of group shots as well," and you think, "Well, I'll do that because it'll be good to the portfolio," because you'll just end up not liking it, and then you won't want to do it at all.
Now, this is interesting because this plays into what you just said with his last question. What do couples typically look for most in a documentary-style photographer when booking? Right, before you answer this...
Ear belly and bald heads.
You just described me perfectly. Thank you, Ken.
Look, that's a hybrid of me and you, that was.
Documentary-style photographers. Now, I am beginning not to be convinced anymore that documentary wedding photographer is quite the powerful thing that it used to be in search terms.
No, you're right. It's been way oversaturated.
It's been oversaturated. And, when you really drill down and look at some websites of people that say, I'm a documentary wedding photographer, and the first thing you see on their website is something that's so far removed from documentary weddings, it might as well be a picture of a duck. Has it been too watered down? Is the thing to do to just be a wedding photographer, but champion what you do within your portfolio so people understand what kind of style you have? Because I'm not convinced. The wedding fair was really busy at the weekend, Kev.
Yeah.
But I can't remember. Sorry that you're yawning again.
I'm desperately trying. I'm not yawning at you. But I've got a big red button on my mixing desk. I should press that.
Don't know what it would do.
When I'm yawning.
But I don't remember once somebody really understanding what a documentary wedding photographer was. I must have used that word over and over, and people look back at me like I'd just spoken Greek to them.
Yeah.
And the word that they used was natural. I like those natural pictures. Maybe that's a better use of the word than documentary.
Well, I've always said that the word I targeted mostly was candid.
Yeah.
I think that was the thing. But you're dead right about I don't know on Apple phones whether you get this, but on Android phones, if you swipe all the way to the left, it gives you a news feed, like a feed of things it thinks you're interested in.
Yep.
And I like that. It's always usually pretty accurate. It's usually stuff about Arsenal, judo, and Fujifilm, that kind of stuff. But occasionally you'll see adverts in there. And there's one came up the other day, and it was a beautiful, beautiful black and white picture of this woman in a wedding dress, completely and utterly staged, stood on a bench in front of a window, and I mean, it was a lovely picture. But the headline was 100% documentary wedding photographer. I am your perfect photographer. It was an advert. I clicked on it. He had to pay £2.50 for the pleasure of me clicking on it, and I couldn't see any candid pictures, none at all, like none. I didn't dig too far, but on the homepage at least, they were great pictures. But I thought, well, that's mixed messaging, and obviously if he's having to pay for advertising on Google and not doing too well in terms of getting the bookings in, and I can understand why, because that message was wrong, completely wrong. It's like holding out an apple and saying this is an orange.
That's
it. Ain't. It's an apple.
Well, look, thank you, Kev, for getting toward the end of the show. Mike, good luck with that.
Yes.
Your current website looks great. I've no doubt that your next foray into photographic genres will be successful. I'm sure it'll be just as successful. Good luck. Kev, go home and sleep.
I've got to go to Nailsworth Christmas market now.
I wouldn't. I really do not think you should be going to a Christmas market.
No, I'm going to tell Gemma you said that.
You're not going to spread joy. If anything, what you're going to do is you're going to vacuum the joy out the very event.
Like most days.
It'll be like a dementor turning up at a Christmas fair, won't it? It'll be like, oh, I feel a chill. Oh, what's that? Oh, no, so Kevin Mullins coming around the corner. I don't want to be here. Go, right. Gemma, give him the night off. Right? How do you get in touch and leave a question for you, Kev?
Go to Facebook. Go to FujiCast. At the top, there's a questions thread.
Okay. Or you can write by email. Hold on. To click at fujicast.co.uk. That's it, Kev. Go and lie down. Beecham's for you, I think.
Okay, bye. Well done. Excellent. Good work.
The FujiCast is an independent loading zone production. Email the show with your questions and words of wisdom to click@fujicast.co.uk. Email any complaints and political nonsense to our wives, who will deal with your comments in their own good time and in their own good way.